So you're thinking about moving to Serbia and don't know how? If you're new to this channel, my name is Emma and I'm making videos about living abroad. I'm currently living in Serbia. In this video we're gonna discuss all ways to move to Serbia, all resident permits which you can apply for here in Serbia. The first one is the working resident permit and also working permit. It's when you come to Serbia to work in a Serbian company or for a company which is registered in Serbia. So for this, of course, you need a working contract with the company. And then you can apply for your working resident permit, and then you also need to apply for your working permit. But the requirement is that it must be Serbian company. You can't work for another company, of course. So the next one is the business visa, business resident permit. When you want to open the business here, wherever it's LLC or some other kind of firm, or even solo proprietorship. If you want to become entrepreneur, you can also receive the business visa, entrepreneur visa, and you can stay and run your small business. It can be like online business. You can just actually don't have any business but be registered as a freelancer, for example. The good thing that Serbia doesn't have capital requirements for opening the company here, so LLC will cost you €0, starting capital is to 0, and so also entrepreneurship, if you want to open the sole proprietor, is free, but you will pay, of course, taxes. And as a sole proprietor, what I know, you will pay between 200 and up to €400 per month, depending on your activity and other things. So you will have to pay wherever you have income or you don't have income taxes every month. The next ways are related to studies, and it's of course huge because you can come and study in Serbia, and many people don't know that actually Serbian education is on a good level, and we also give these visas for people who want to study Serbian language. So you actually don't have to study here a full program like bachelor, master. You can come and study Serbian and receive a visa for studies or for to study language. And you can stay here this way as well. Also, Serbia is included in the Erasmus program. It's what I'm doing actually. I'm doing here my Erasmus program as a trainee or as an intern, but also you can come here for Erasmus to university. So you can study here for up to 1 year in Serbian university. If you study somewhere in European Union or in other countries, you can basically also receive scholarship, receive visa, stay here for up to 1 year and study at the Serbian university. The next one is also internship, what I'm doing here in Serbia. Internship, it's when you come here in terms of your studies. If you study abroad and you go for abroad internships, you come to Serbia, you apply here for resident permit to work in a Serbian company as a foreign intern, and it also must be a Serbian company which is registered here in Serbia. And you will also receive scholarship, and you can stay up to 1 year, and yeah, it's very easy actually, very uncomplicated. The next is scientific research or some research activities. If you are in science, you can use this opportunity. I don't know how many people do this, but it's also possible. And then when it comes to your family, you can receive many different kind of resident permits based on your family. For example, you have a spouse here in Serbia. This spouse can be Serb, of course. Then you will receive for sure a resident permit to come here. And also maybe your spouse who are not Serb, who are from abroad, if he or she has a resident permit, you will also receive resident permit because it's marriage reunification, and it's logically you will also have ability to live here in Serbia. Also through this family reunification, you can move your child if you have child with your Serbian partner or another person who is not Serb but living here. You can also bring, of course, your kids who are younger than 18 years old. The next opportunity is real estate ownership, which is very popular among people from abroad because real estate here is quite affordable in comparison to European standards. Oh my god, like to buy a flat or house in like Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, France, I don't know how much it costs and if it's even possible. In Serbia, you can buy a flat or house for 100k or even under this, depending on the location, of course, and etc. But the thing that you don't have to buy real estate for a particular amount of money to receive a resident permit here. You can buy the cheapest real estate. Basically, it has to be suitable to live. It has to be livable, and the police will check it. And if this place looks like the one person can live there, you will receive resident permit. Yeah, it's a really good opportunity for people who are retired, who want to just move to another country, to buy cheap real estate, and they can settle for a long time because you can apply for resident permit every year. You have real estate, you just extend it. I mean, you apply once and then you extend it because you have your real estate here. So you can stay here for forever, because you can apply then after 5 years for a permanent residency and then for a citizenship and etc. If rules of course doesn't change, and you know, we don't know what happens tomorrow, and we will see. Rules are also not that stable. And then there are opportunity for people who are working in religion. You can come here for religion service if you're, for example, working or doing something with religion in the Orthodox stand. You can come here as well. And then people who want to receive medical treatment. If you want to make some complicated operation here, or you have to stay longer, if it's treatment which requires you to stay longer, you can apply for resident permit as well. And the good thing that in Serbia still you can do border runs. Basically, you can just exit country after, depending on country where you're from. For Russians, for example, it's 30 days. You want to stay here longer than 30 days, you just exit the border and you just come and you just enter back in the same day, same time. And yeah, it's kind of like you are breaking the law, but they are allowing this. They are not giving you fine or prohibit this. Basically, the government, they just close the eyes and they allow these border runs because it's how some people live here. Or some tourists can extend their stay this way. If you are from, for example, US or Canada or many Western countries, you will have 90 days, and then after you can cross the border and move back. But it can be also complicated because sometimes you need to pay a fine, or you know, it's still breaking the law. I don't recommend to do this, but people do it and it's easy. Because there are so many borders in Serbia which you can cross and come back same day. Everything is close. 1.5 hour drive and you can go to Macedonia to the border and just cross it and go back. Or you can make like a weekend trip somewhere to Montenegro and come back. It's quite nice, you know, it's kind of like force you to travel a little bit in some way. Maybe you don't even need a resident permit in Serbia if you want to stay for 90 days. Maybe do one cross run and you have 90 days, you can stay here half a year, and that's enough maybe for you if you don't want to settle here. These options are for people who want to settle, who want to receive resident permit for at least 1 year and then extend it maybe just stay for 1 year. All these resident permits, they have of course some criteria, and all of them require you to have some money on your banking account. Basically, we want you to have at least average salary in Serbia on your banking account for some months ahead. So 500 euro we will ask for a month, and depending on how long you want to stay, we want to see this amount. But it depends, because they asked me only for 500 euro in total, although I received my resident permit for 8 months or 9 months. So I don't know, it depends, but at least you have to have 500 euro on your banking account, and then they will advise you, because it's also all, it depends on your case, they will tell you. And then you need to have health insurance, which is very easy and cheap to get. It's 60 euro per year. And of course the purpose of your resident permit must be justified. They will prove it if you deserve it, if you are really fall into criteria of this resident permit, and if everything of course true and there are no problem, you will get the resident permit. Also, you can prove your money in different ways. You don't have to have this money on your banking account. Sometimes if you have working contract and it says you have salary which is and it should be of course enough, then your future salary, it's already guarantee. Then if you have scholarship, it's also guarantee. If you have, for example, pension, you are retirees, and you just present your pension and your banking account, and that you have confirmation that you receive pension every month. It can be also proof. Also, you can present the guarantee from a person who lives in Serbia, or a guarantee from your employer, and this guarantee will also be the proof of your financial situation. I want to also answer some popular question which relates to living in Serbia and applying here for resident permit and staying. People also ask, do you have to pay taxes in Serbia when you move here, or when you stay here, for example, for 90 days or half a year? The answer is that the law says that only after 1 year you will become a tax resident. That means you can live in Serbia for up to 1 year and paying taxes the way you paid before. How you pay taxes depending on your country, your citizenship. After 1 year you will become tax resident and you will pay taxes here in Serbia, which are not low. Be aware of that. However, as a business owner, as a sole proprietor, or you have a company, you will always pay taxes, doesn't matter. So you will pay taxes starting from day one when you register your business. Also, people ask, when can I get permanent resident in Serbia? Basically, you need to live continuously in Serbia for 5 years. It should be really continuously, and they will prove that you stayed most of the time in Serbia. And after 5 years, you can apply for resident permit, for a permanent resident permit. A question about online. In Serbia, you can't apply for your resident permit online or from abroad. You need to be here personally and go to the police station, and go many times, because nobody has done it at once. Everybody goes many times because something always missing. The document is missing. They will tell you, you have to bring this. They always ask something which you weren't aware of. So be here, be personal, come and go. And the last question is, can you apply for resident permit after doing border runs? And this, I want you aware about, because there were some cases when people had problems because they did so many border runs that basically they, of course, breaking the law, and that when government sees that they cross the border too much, they can get denied to get a resident permit. So if you really did many border runs, you can have problems, but it's not guaranteed. It's not like 100% you are not getting resident permit because you did border runs. It all depends on a particular case, of course, but it can be the reason why you were denied. So guys, I hope I cleared all ways to move to Serbia and questions. And if you have any questions, please comment below or write me email. I try to answer. Really, just write in the comments, it's much easier. I hope you find this information helpful, and if you want more videos about moving to Serbia, just also let me know, and also about maybe different countries. I don't want to focus particularly on Serbia. I want to still keep mind open for the world, and if you are interested in particular countries, maybe I will make a content. If you're also interested in particular countries in the world, just also write in the comments, because I try to diversify the content and not only focusing on Serbia, but also looking in other countries and just opportunities which we have in this world. And just comment below what are you interested, and I would like to hear that. Thank you all guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, like this video, and I will see you next time on this channel.